woods up there. It was pretty wide, and there was a lot of damage. You will see that, no doubt, from this tornado that went through Springfield all the way to Munson and back to Brimfield. So we believe it might have lifted up back into the cloud somewhere near Charlton and Oxford, but we're not certain. It certainly is not on the ground anymore now out near Whitensville.
All right, Pete, thank you.
Yep.
You are watching 7 News at 6. I'm Francis Rivera with Kim Casey as we continue our coverage here with severe weather, confirmed tornadoes touching down in Westfield, Springfield, Brimfield, Monson, Agawam, and Sturbridge so far. The severe weather not letting up, and we continue our coverage this evening.
We have multiple eyewitness reports, video of quite a bit of damage. We will continue to update you on that. We can tell you there is also a storm that our meteorologists are watching in the Worcester area. Right now, let's go to Pete and sort of take it from the top and let our viewers who may just be arriving home now get a sense of where we are and what kind of threat we have this evening.
Where have we been? What are we doing? These are pictures from earlier this afternoon of a confirmed tornado, ground truth here and video truth that you see. And we're not just talking about a string type tornado that was dangling out of a cloud. This was a wedge type structure or form, and it was very distinct, and it had what is known as a debris ball with it. This is one of the rare instances in New England where we see this kind of a tornado. We don't want to speculate the strength, an EF0, EF1, EF2, but it was definitely a well-defined tornado that you could see in the distance coming, and it stayed on the ground for an unusually long amount of time. We clocked it somewhere near a half hour, 35, 40 minutes. I mean, we're still trying to figure that out. It depends on where it lifted back up into the cloud, but I believe it was just to the west of Whitensville. You're seeing the remnants of that supercell in the form of heavy rain from Medfield all the way to Franklin, back down 495. Intense rain from Westboro all the way southbound on 495, slow going. There might be some embedded hail in this remnant thunderstorm or supercell right now. There is also the idea that it could just be regenerating and it could pulse back up. So there's also concern that we still have rotation in that cloud, although the radar is not detecting that at the moment. And then back to Worcester, intense rain has been shrouding the city, and back to Millbury and Spencer as well. Boston has had the cloud streaks of lightning going through, rippling through the supercell up into our metro area. We're on the edge of this storm, so yes, we're seeing light rain, and yes, we have a lot of thunder and lightning, but as far as a direct hit, that does not look like it's in the cards for the city of Boston or Boston proper, all the way out through West Roxbury and back into places like Newton. But Framingham, downpours, yes, and heavy rain, yes. Possibility also of some street flooding. We have a flash flood warning up, and that means that you could just get a dose of rain here as these storms may rain out, and as they decay, they drop most of their precipitation, and they just call it a night. So that will be the case that we'll be watching here, and of course, all that vivid lightning, enough to cancel practices, I'm sure, all the way back through Worcester and Millbury. But at this point, as far as warnings are concerned, we still have one, I believe, still in effect, all the way up into parts of Worcester County, and that will go until about 6:15. What time is that? Hang on a second. I'm almost lost my bearings here. 6:30. Sorry about that. Tornado warning. And that includes Norfolk County, too, and the shading of red. Tornado watch conditions are favorable all across parts of southern New England until 8 o'clock. So we have the environment for the tornadoes. We've seen some confirmations, and the red area is a tornado warning until about 6:30, although that may be lifted a little bit sooner than that if we keep seeing the same signatures out of that storm that's right over Whitensville and Milford right now.
Pete, we were just checking in with Jeremy, who told us that a gentleman had called him from Dover, Massachusetts, east of where we're seeing the storms, and that he reported seeing leaves falling out of the sky. Jeremy was explaining that, for example, back in the 1953 Worcester County tornado, that they reported seeing mail in the bay show up once the storm sort of let go. Is that a good sign?
That is.
Or just goes to show you how far this debris has traveled from where the storm track originally started, right?
Yeah, who's to say where that debris came from? But that is a good sign, Kim. It's a sign that he's not seeing a tornado, first of all. He may be seeing the debris fall out of the cloud after the tornado has gone back up into it. Yes. So, yeah, that's an important confirmation out of that, I believe, our weather spotter out there in Dover. Is that Damon? That might have been
Yes,
Damon.
Jeremy said yes, one of our weather spotters.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
something that we need to pass on to, for those of you joining us, that the city of Boston has urged everybody to evacuate all parks and ball fields as this storm is headed this way, just as a precaution. And I know we're seeing in the city of Boston lots of rain and possible lightning, so just as a precaution, just to be safe out there as we continue to watch this storm. We do have somebody joining us on the phone. Peter Doan is joining us on the phone with some perspective. Are you joining us now, Peter?
Yeah, Peter Dunham from the National Weather Service, so that's some good insight. Are you there, Mr. Dunham?
Hello?
Yes, we've got you live on the air. And
Yep, this is Alan Dunham.
Alan Dunham, yes, we were just corrected by our producer. We apologize. And
That's quite all right.
We're sure it's a very busy time for you right now, so we appreciate you trying to just get our viewers a little more educated here. Can you tell us what you've been seeing this afternoon, what you've confirmed has happened?
Okay, I got to let you know, for instance, I can hardly hear you.
We've had that problem today. We're saying we just would like you from the National Weather Service to let us know where things stand right now, what you've confirmed.
Okay, where we stand right now is in eastern Massachusetts. We do have one tornado warning out for southern Worcester County, southern Middlesex, over to Norfolk County. The storm we were looking at that time right now is approaching Holliston, Medway, Milford area itself, and moving off to the east. It appears right now the worst of it should be passing to the south of Boston itself. We're having a redevelopment along that same line back towards Leicester and the Auburn area. So that's another cell that we're watching very closely, and we're having another storm now blow up out in western Massachusetts. Right now it's on the West Springfield-Holyoke border, again moving to the east, and that storm is strengthening, and that's very near where the storm that caused the tornado in Springfield passed through a couple hours ago.
Well, Alan, is it a good sign that it has been quite some time since an actual tornado has been on the ground there in western Massachusetts?
It has. I don't have the exact date, but even though we knew this was going to happen, we haven't had a chance to actually look it up.
Oh, no,
For some reason, I think it's like 2008, but I'm not positive.
From earlier this evening, since there is no tornado actually on the ground now, and it's been some time since one has been confirmed, is that a good sign that these storms possibly may be letting up?
The best thing I've got for the eastern storms is they're starting to encounter some cooler air that was over Plymouth and Bristol County, but the potential for at least severe thunderstorms and possible tornadoes, the watch goes until 8 o'clock tonight. Okay. And I'm not really seeing, as they move further east, getting closer to